Hello, and welcome back into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Much appreciated, along with the thumbs ups. And for all of those that have subscribed before, a big thank you. Big thank you. We've surpassed 2,000 subscribers, which is something I didn't think we'd do. Actually, at least not when the season ended. I didn't think we'd surpass it, so I really appreciate the support. And, keep spreading the word about the Knicks-Verse, because we are going to keep diving in to everything that's going on with the Knicks, with our favorite basketball team. All right, and here's one of our favorite players is back. At least one of my favorite players, Taj Gibson. Man, all along I had a feeling he was going to come back, especially when Derrick Rose returned yesterday. So it seemed like it was fait accompli that Taj would sign as well. He signed a 1-year, $2.7 million vet minimum, so it's not going to hit the cap. Everything about this is fabulous. Everything is fabulous because we needed to add that depth at the 5 position, and now we have it. And man, he was actually in the playoffs. He was superb. He really was, because Nerlens actually dropped off a little bit. He was injured, and he played through the injuries. But the type of defensive intensity that Taj gave us, and you know what, he's got a nice little mid-range jumper, and the occasional 3-pointer drops for him. So this is a sweet thumbs up for Leon and Thibs for bringing Taj back, and Taj, thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. All right, well, the real focus of this video is that there's some rumors going around that the New York Knicks may still be on the hunt for a point guard. Now, is it a starting point guard? Probably, because it's pretty certain. I mean, Derrick Rose, of course, he's fantastic, but can he do starters minutes? That's still we're still not sure quite about that. Here we go. And one thing to clarify, thankfully Ian Begley tweeted out today that earlier on Tuesday, Knicks were active in pursuit of a guard. And all 4 deals agreed on Monday were not fully guaranteed. So that means that so it's not 3 years for Rose. No, yeah, for Rose, Burks, and Nerlens. It's 2 years guaranteed with the third as a team option. And with the Fournier, it's 3 years guaranteed and the 4th as a team option. So that's a lot better situation than we originally thought. But still, it's a good thing to have quality players signed to very manageable contracts because they're tradable. They become assets, which they weren't at the end of the season, at the end of the previous season, the fantastic season that we just had. It's still incredible to think back on it. Well, at the end of the season, they no longer were assets of the Knicks. But this time at the end of next year, they will be assets that we can use. Yes, we can use them for something. Now, the other part of this is, with regard to the Knicks' remaining cap space, New York remained active in pursuit of a guard on Tuesday. Some guards remaining on the market include Dennis Schroder and Reggie Jackson. Wow. Okay, so the Schroder rumors live on. Well, I'll tell you, I have mixed feelings, but I see the logic. Here we go. These are the remaining 3 unsigned free agent point guards of note, of value, because Elfrid is still unsigned, but do not even talk to me about Elfrid Payton. In fact, it sent a shiver down my spine earlier today when I saw a tweet that, I think Berman actually put it out there, that there was a phone call to Elfrid Payton when free agency began. I hope it was a phone call to say, thanks for all your help. Good luck. All right, here we go. So Dennis Schroder. All right, Dennis Schroder's 27, Reggie Jackson's 31. I threw Spencer Dinwiddie in here as well, who's 28 years old, because it is not completely confirmed that that Wizards and Spencer have come to an agreement. I looked for it. There's not a confirmed. There was They put it out there initially, but it's not a firm confirmation. So I'm keeping them on here. It also helps to give you a perspective on the other two guys. So Dennis Schroder, I mean, basically here's what it is. The guy in the middle, Reggie Jackson, he can shoot. And we saw it. I mean, he was fantastic for the Clippers, man, especially in crunch time in the playoffs when the magnitude of the moment was so intense, he rose to the challenge. And that's something to really be respected. And 31, it's starting to get up there. But look, I think he's got easily a good 2 or 3 more years of this kind of production. And he's been pretty good the past 3 seasons. Dennis Schroder's field goal percentage for last season was 43.7. His 3-point percentage was 33.5. And you can see Reggie just, wiped the court with him in 3-point percentage, 43.3%. Wow, that is beautiful. I mean, that's fantastic. 45% from the field in general. Spencer Dinwiddie, this is from the 2019 to 2020 season, was 41.5% from the field goal percentage, and 3-point percentage was a dismal 30.8. He's never been much of a 3-point shooter, though he's had better seasons where he was around 38%, 37%. So he can do it. The argument in favor of Schroder is that he's younger, he's a better defender, and the 2019-2020 season he had for OKC was pretty good. In terms of his field goal percentage, he was in the 83rd percentile. He had a 53.8% field goal percentage that season. And for his points scored per attempt, his PSAs, it's points per shot attempt. It's a total points scored per 100 shot attempts, which is field goal attempts and free throw attempts combined. In the 2019-2020 season, he was in the 82nd percentile. But here's something of note. In only once in his entire 8 seasons has he ever been above the 48th percentile in his field goal percentage, which was that 2019-2020 season. He never went above 48th percentile. He never had an field goal percentage above 50%. And the same goes for his PSA. His highest before 2019 was 46. And last season with the Lakers, he was in the 45th percentile. So we're not talking about an efficient scorer. No, we're not. But Reggie Jackson, in turn, his points per shot attempt, the last 3 seasons, all over the 70th percentile. Yep, he was 72 in 2018-2019, 94 in 2019-2020, and 78th percentile last season. Nice. His field goal percentage, all above 50%, all above the 50th percentile in the last 3 seasons. And in 2018-19, he was in the 59th percentile, so it's almost 60th percentile. 2019 and 2020, he was in 91st percentile. And last season, in the 82nd percentile of field goal percentage. Of all point guards, okay? So this is, he's in the top 20% of the league in point guard field goal percentage. That's a sweet number. Now, Dinwiddie's similar situation to Schroder. So his PSA over the last 3 seasons is 52nd percentile, 92nd percentile, which that was really high, and the 62 percentile. So he is a much more efficient point producer than Dennis Schroder is. And his field goal percentage, that's not so much. He was in the 32nd percentile in the 2017-18 season. 2018-19 season, he was in the 76th percentile. And in the 2019-2020 season, he was in the 30th percentile. So you can see 2 30 percentiles and 1 76 percentile. So that might have been an outlier season. So he's not an efficient shooter. And this is something we already know. What he gives you is penetration. What he gives you is playmaking. And Dinwiddie's also a competent defender. So if we were to rank these two, Schroder would probably be the top defender. Dinwiddie second, and Reggie third. But in terms of shooting and offense, Reggie is, heads and tails above both these guys. So let me tell you, if there's some way with right now there's about $8 million available in the cap, and if we can do something with Knox, and I hate to say it, Luka Vildoza, because he has been promising. I've seen him play. I haven't seen him live, just so you know. But I've watched some tape on him. He looks promising. He looks like a really dynamic passer. But his Olympics has been a little shaky. And he actually didn't play that well in the game early this morning. The whole team didn't really play that well, so that's not. So the summer league is going to be key for Luka. But all that aside, there's a possibility of being able to cobble together, I believe, somewhere between $12 and $14 million. Would that be enough to lure a Dennis Schroder and a Reggie Jackson? Well, the thing is, the point guard market is drying up. There really aren't that many takers for these guys. So, especially if Dinwiddie has signed with the Wizards and they do end up confirming that, then, there's only so many chairs. There's only a few chairs left when you play musical chairs. And the Knicks may be the last chair available for at least Schroder, possibly. Much more so than Reggie Jackson. But I think I'm going to push that the Knicks, if they have doubts about Derrick Rose as a starting point guard and being able to handle the minutes load, because that's really the only issue. He's definitely could be a starting point guard. It's just a minutes issue with him. So if they're concerned about that, then I think they really should take a hard look at Reggie Jackson. Maybe try to pull this off somehow. Maybe there's a sign and trade scenario. Not sure. I'm not one of these capologists, wizards and stuff. But something to keep your eye out for it. And I will definitely jump on if any new news breaks on this. But it is confirmed the Knicks are definitely in pursuit of another point guard. Whether he'll be the starting point guard or not is to be determined. It's really interesting, though. It's really interesting. I like that they're still hungry. They're still out there looking to see if they can improve the team without making, drastic changes. This is nice. And it does seem like they are setting themselves up for the possibility of the disgruntled star trade during the season, or at any moment. Honestly, it could happen at any moment. But it seems like they're giving themselves that flexibility. And then, in regards to disgruntled stars, just throw this little out there just to whet your appetite. Bill Simmons tweeted out today, the Pelicans have totally mangled the last 2 years and are fully on course to lose Zion someday. Agent John Katostin of CAA tells The Ringer. Ooh. Well, we know who Zion's roommate in college was. We know who's... I think they're still good friends, I would imagine. Besties. RJ and Zion. So this is out there. This is a possibility. This might be one of the other calculations that the Knicks have, especially when you start thinking about that the deals are, they're really 2+1s for the 3 guys they brought back. Bear that in mind. And yet the Fournier one is a 3+1. So that's also a tradable contract that the Pelicans might be interested in. If Zion says, get me to New York, New Orleans. Oh, man. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching this again. And thank you again for the subscriptions. Over 2,000 subscribers. Actually, we're over 2,100 now. Fantastic. We've blown the roof off recently. I think we've added almost 500 new subscribers in the past 3 weeks. Really proud of that. All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts on who the Knicks might, who they might actually bring in an additional point guard or so. Thank you. Thumbs ups. And I will see you around where? Around the Knicks-Verse.